3, 4, 5. Make sure the plug. Oh, I know what the problem is.
What?
Give me the cord for the back of that.
The cord for the back of this?
Yeah, see it right there? No, the thick one.
Oh.
It's a simple.
Oh!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hate that.
There you go.
All right,
yep, there you go. See, it's a good thing I wanted to check.
Yeah, good thing you checked.
No, I said, really? I said good thing I wanted to check.
No, I said good thing you wanted to check. 56 people.
Oh, let me take my earrings off. So I don't have to do this during the 56, wow.
60 right now.
Okay, wait, hold on. Are you going to do the thing?
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Welcome to the latest edition of Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts, where almost no subject is off limits. Now, here are your hosts, Boomer Diane Faith and Millennial at Heart, Stanley Roberts.
There we are.
What happened? I don't even know what happened.
Nothing. I was just trying to make sure everything was right.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, so he heard us say 1, 2, 3. I'm enjoying this conversation. See, you could hear us.
That's fine. It's okay. They're allowed to. We didn't do anything. We didn't say anything wrong. We didn't.
No, I'm not saying that we did anything wrong. When I asked you, you said they couldn't.
Welcome everybody. We got about 70 people here right now. We want to enjoy it. If you're here for the first time, we're Millennial Boom. We have a chat. If you want to participate in the chat, it's very simple. Just go to the section there. If you don't have the ability to do chat, then go to twitch.tv Mr. Badley, / Mr. Badley TV. And then you can join in on the chat. Wow, we have 78. We want to welcome everybody here. This is a fun time when things are going on. Never miss a comment here. We wait to hear from you in chat. We read the comments. We almost read all the chats. Just for the record, since you're here for the first time, this is. I'm a millennial and she's a boomer. And I'm not his daughter. I'm my daughter. Just before somebody says, "Oh, is that your daughter?" So good evening, everyone. Hello, Hard Ride 2012 in Tampa.
Hi, Hard Ride.
So we are here. We're watching if you didn't see it, we're watching the Oscars.
Mm-hmm. We're actually missing right now the for Best Actor, Actress, and Best Picture, I think. Don't tell us. Well, I'm sure we'll get the alerts later.
We'll get the alerts later, but we're here, we're square, and we're going to have fun because we're near.
Doesn't make any sense.
It never does. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? And say hello. And if you're joining for the first time, welcome, and please say hello and tell us where you're calling from. Yeah, we have a new caller on the line.
Tell us where you're from in the chat. We'd love to hear it.
And if you're here, just so you know, we don't do politics, but there will be a discussion today about one thing.
Oh.
That is.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I know. I tweeted today because there was some information. You know how I feel about misinformation, right?
You know how I feel about
it. Yeah, so when it's out there, I can't help but call it out. And I called it out. And of course, it went sideways as usual.
Anything you're a part of goes
sideways.
Just kidding. No, that's not true. I'm joking. Unless Amadeus or Millennial Boom wins one.
Well, we were nominated for an Oscar, but unfortunately they ran out of time. Anyway, so how's everybody doing today? Number one. Number two, how's the weather where you live at? Because we're approaching what is called the June gloom time of the year.
Even though it's only March.
It's only March. What happens is we have 3 seasons here, but where we live at, the fog starts to roll in, and it goes in from like right about now, because we had the fog yesterday, and it'll do it until about June or July, by the end of July. Mm-hmm. And then we'll get all fog, and maybe July it'll clear up a little bit, but not as bad as June. June, we can't even see out our window.
We can. We just can't see anything outside of the window.
I just said that.
Oh, you just did say that.
Yeah.
I just said it a different way.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Killing you, Smalls.
Oh, my goodness.
Is Stanley delivering Domino's, says Betty Veronica.
I am not delivering Domino's, but I'm glad you brought that up because the other day,
Pizza Hut.
It was Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And it was pouring cats and dogs.
I told him not to do it.
And I was starving.
I told him
and I did not want to go out in the rain because if you've been in the Bay Area, if you've been anywhere where it rains, you know that it gets messy, messy, messy. And so I didn't want to leave. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on Uber Eats and order a pizza because it's convenient.
And I told him don't do it.
And I ordered a 16-inch cheap, and just for the record,
I think it was 14.
14-inch. I don't really like stuff. I mean, I don't really like Pizza Hut or Domino's or any of those brands.
I don't eat that stuff.
But they had something I do like, which is called the stuffed crust pizza, which I do like. I've had it many, many, many years before. And I thought, you know what, I'll relive my old days and have a stuffed crust pizza, right? What's wrong with that? Nothing, right?
What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
are you actually asking me what's wrong with
never
that?
mind.
Are you asking the NTP me
So the pizza was $16. That's where I got 16 from.
Okay.
$16.99. All right. So I ordered it, and then I will admit I asked for some extra cheese and extra pepperonis because they never put enough on. And I love pepperonis. If I ever order a pizza, I only order one type of pizza in my whole life.
Pepperoni.
I don't order anything else.
Yeah, I like to change it up. I like veggies on mine.
I only order pepperoni pizza.
Oh, and I love what do you call it? Olives.
Yeah, I don't do all that. That's extra.
I like anchovies.
Yeah, I guess you probably like pineapples and
pineapples and
yeah,
ham.
whatever. I just came in, but I love you guys. Thank you. So thank you. And he came in from X. Don't do it. Don't start that again.
You just said it.
I know. So $16.99. Then I ordered for $2 extra, you get extra pepperoni, and for $3 extra, you get extra cheese.
Okay.
Wait,
so $3 extra for extra cheese, and then $2 for extra pepperoni.
Right.
So they charge you $5 for your
$5 for the extras, but it's okay. I know that I asked for extras. It's a given. You ask for extras, you're gonna have it. You don't get extras for free.
Oh, I know.
Okay. So we go from the extra. We get to the extras, and then they say, "Oh, do you want your pizza delivered early? Like as opposed to a late pizza?" So I'm like, well, yeah, I want it delivered early. Yeah, I clicked the button for early, right? Oh, that's $3.99. I'm like, wait, I got to pay extra $3 to get my pizza first. So apparently,
times have changed.
Oh, well, remember before the delivery guys would show up and give you a pizza and you give them money?
Yeah, you give them the tip in
person.
wait,
so what do we have now in price?
So, $5 extra for your toppings.
$16 for the pizza.
$16
well,
for the
$17
pizza.
if you had 99 cents.
So 17 plus 5 is 22. Okay.
Keep going.
No, you have
it's $22, right?
$22.
So that seems reasonable for a pizza that you're gonna have delivered.
But then you have to pay a delivery fee.
No, there is a service charge.
Okay, a service charge.
$7.
Okay, so 22 plus 7 is 29.
And then there's another charge that I don't even know what that one is. So how much do you think the pizza ended up costing me?
Oh, I thought we were gonna itemize this.
No, I'm gonna skip past the itemized because you're just gonna be like, what the heck?
I think I remember you telling me that the pizza cost like around $50.
No, I did not say $50.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not.
Okay.
I said 59 something.
Ooh, shoot, that's $60.
Yeah, because they require you to tip the guy now in advance.
Oh.
So you're giving him a tip before you even get the pizza.
I have a question, but let you finish the story.
No,
first.
you're giving him a tip, and you haven't got the pizza yet. And then the guy can't. You see him out the window wandering around in the rain.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Do you think you would have gave him the same tip, knowing what he did?
No.
So when he went to go order the pizza, which I'm just gonna state it clearly. I told him not to, but that's okay. So he went to go order the pizza. The delivery person came. The delivery person could not find where we lived. So, and it's raining. It's actually like pouring. So the delivery guy is holding the pizza in hand like this.
It wasn't even one of those things to keep it warm.
No, it wasn't. It was
just out in the open.
He was just holding the box.
The cardboard box.
And I'm watching him walking and he's holding it like this, like trying to find like our house. Like he has no idea. So the box is getting wet and he's like this.
And I've already tipped him.
And he already tipped him. So I open the window and I'm like, hey,
we're right over here.
We ordered the pizza. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then he starts like walking over, but like we get the box and it's all wet.
And I get the pizza, I bring it in, and I'm like, because I wanted a nice hot warm slice of pizza. It was freezing cold outside. It was raining. It was everything. It was thunder and lightning. There were crows flying around in the wind.
Okay, there was no thunder and lightning.
I saw the Wicked Witch of the West go flying by once. And I took a bite of pizza and it was cold. I was so mad.
Yeah.
I paid $60 for a Pizza Hut pizza. I will never do that again. Did you hear me emphasize never?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be to testify to that though.
So by the way, if you're joining us, all 177 of you right now, you can, wherever you are, you have the option of Yeah, she was found on a broom, Lord Frieza. And also, by the way, go back to look at Jeanette.
There was a witch flying on her broom?
I said that. The wicked witch was flying by.
Oh, okay.
Go back because Jeanette wrote something. She was in the hospital for 5 days. Going to make sure we know.
Oh.
Yes. So you can find that one.
So
I finished this conversation. So the thing of the story was, and normally I have a $50 gift, $50 to make it cheaper, but that wasn't even available for me. So I ended up paying $60 for a pizza because I decided not to go out in the rain. But truth be told, had I gone out in the rain, and let's say some moron decided to crash into me, that would have been a whole lot more than $60. So technically, if I want to look at it on the brighter side, if there was a brighter side to this,
you have to.
I didn't die.
You have to look at it on the brighter side because you just paid $60 for a sucky pizza.
So, by the way, if you're on, you can super chat. You can say hello, drop a couple bucks, say hello. The way we do this site here, we volunteer. We have no sponsors. Oh, but wait a minute, I thought we did on Twitch. We have a new sponsor now, by the way.
Do we?
Yeah, it's only on Twitch though.
Well, thanks for filling me in.
No, it should be there. If it's not there, then it's me. It should be all around TwitchCon Europe. That's not it. Anyway, forget about it. So you can leave, tips and say thank you for what we're doing.
Super chat to cover the cost of the cold pizza, says
exactly.
Gabriel.
So normally,
there's no brighter side. All right, Anon, have a good time at work.
So talked about Jeanette said she was in the hospital for 5 days. I hope you're doing better. We don't want you to be sick. We love it when you come here.
Yes, she had no voice for 5 days, and she ended up in the hospital.
Okay, well, we're glad you're doing better.
The comment says, I had whatever bug was going around, ended up in the hospital, had no voice for 5 days.
Okay.
So I hope you're feeling better, Jeanette, and doing better.
And if you're joining us, we talk to people personally. We actually have people that come here. We've been doing this for how many years now? Because ask Gabriel, he'll tell you the exact amount.
He'll tell you the exact date we started.
Yeah, he'll tell you the exact minute we started.
He'll be like, you started on January something 2020 at 5 o'clock, which I don't think that's accurate. I think it was January 2020.
So we don't normally order pizza because I don't know even why I did this, but my last pizza ordering experience was in Arizona. And I ordered a New York pizza.
We loved a pizza place.
And it cost me $40 and it was this big. Remember that one?
Yeah, that's not the last time you ordered pizza in Arizona, though.
Online.
Okay.
We usually go to Federal's in Arizona because they make the deep dish pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And normally here, where do we go for our pizza?
Normally here we like Pizza My Heart.
Pizza My Heart, or we go to that place you like in Daly City.
Oh, Thin Blue Line?
Thin Blue Line.
Is it Thin
No,
Blue Line?
No, it's not Thin Blue Line. That's
Blue
Line. Law enforcement. Blue
Why
Line.
do I always do that? I always call that place Thin Blue Line.
And by the way, if you're not
Sorry.
here, you're right. Gabriel is our record keeper. Anything you want to know about us, Gabriel has it down to the second.
Oh my gosh. Gabriel says you started on January 5, 2020 at approximately 8:40 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and this is your 169th broadcast.
Okay, so
Gabriel
is our podcast celebrity who keeps track of everything we do. He takes notes. He knows when the first time Diane used the word areola instead of aioli sauce.
Gabriel also creates these fail compilations of us, and so a lot of the time I'm falling out of a chair, mispronouncing words. Stanley's belching from sparkling water.
Oh no, you know what? This is my new water drink. I love it. But guess what? The difference is with this one is that if you leave it off, the sparkling comes out, so it's water and it tastes good, but it doesn't have the
carbonation. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, Betty Veronica, Gabriel needs a podcast.
So I'm gonna go here and talk about let me put my phone up because this is important. I don't want to get it wrong. So I'm going to talk about something now. Again, I want to emphasize this. If you're coming here for politics, we don't normally do politics, but I wanted to stress this one because it is different. And it happened with we don't talk about politics, but we do watch everything because we need to be aware of what's going on. But
you're a journalist and I'm a former journalist, so
right. So and you were a producer. And and by the way, one of your producers just started following me on LinkedIn from Phoenix. And if they try to get me to come back to Phoenix, I don't know. We've been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Don't think we're coming back to Phoenix.
So I wrote on Twitter.
Never say never.
I wrote on Twitter, and if you want to find it, it was posted a few hours back. If you watched the Republican response like I did, you probably were disturbed by the story of a woman raped repeatedly by traffickers. I was curious about the story, so I did some research, and here is what I found. Turns out the story that was first put out by, I heard for the first time my whole life was, what was it, Alabama Senator Katie Britt, and in her response to the GOP, and she
That's
said
what you
that,
wrote on Twitter?
I wrote this on Twitter.
Okay.
So at first time, Katie Britt this is from NPR, and I don't, for the record, people who don't like NPR, I don't watch them. I just was doing some research, and as part of my research, there were many links that said the same thing, but that was the one that was more clear and concise for me to. And because if you don't make something clear and concise on social media,
it's hard to follow.
People will be like, because I'll post something about like,
they'll draw their own conclusions.
Well, no, I post stuff in a picture of a dog that I don't even own a dog. Oh, I didn't know you had a dog. No, I don't have a dog, and I don't have a guy's hand that looks like I don't have fingernail polish. How would I have a dog? Because they see the hand, but they don't put two and two together. They see it, they go, "Oh, you have a great dog." No, I don't. So apparently, she said that first time Katie Britt, and this is a quote from NPR. First time Katie Britt of Alabama in the GOP response criticized current administration immigration policy, describing how she had met a woman in the U.S.-Mexico border who was told of being raped thousands of times by sex traffickers. Now, what she said was that it was in America. Turns out that it happened, and she said it was like during the Biden administration. So, of course, I want to know this because that's terrible.
Because we hadn't heard of that.
Never
before.
heard. That's really bad. Turns out it was during the Bush administration, and it was in 2004 between 2004 and 2008. And so I posted it, and oh my God, I opened up a can of worms on that one. And all I did was wanted to know the facts.
Yeah.
Everybody should know the facts because the facts are important. I thought they were important, so I wrote what I found and nothing more. No, as you know me, I don't give.
I haven't read the comments. Are they crazy?
Oh.
Are people coming at you?
No, they're coming at me. Oh, thank goodness. Normally they do. Oh, how dare you write that? So I'm like, okay, first of all, I didn't write it. I'm sharing it. See, people don't understand that
difference between you actually writing something.
When you put quotes like this, you know how many people don't know what that means? If someone puts this and this at the end of a sentence, that means someone else said it. But,
it could mean that you said it. It just depends, like if you say at the end, like so and so said, or you have to attribute it.
Yeah. So there we go. So, and also you're right. And yes, you're right. The comments are brutal. I was telling a friend of mine, I said, don't read the comments because they'll make your brain, you'll get a brain bleed.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing too. And I think that the people that come at you in the comments, if they do, are not being fair, because I think what you put out there is that like it's important to know the facts. So if someone is coming on, and they're like in power, you should make sure that like as a person in power, you say the right thing, because like people are going to be following you. People are going to be trying to learn from you. People are going to be hoping that you make the correct, like if you're a lawmaker, hoping that you are, that you know what you're talking about. So if she doesn't know what she's talking about, that's not.
Well, yeah, I'll put it this way. If I were to go on any social media platform and post something that was incorrect, they would be at me all day long. How dare you, Stanley Roberts? I thought you were better than this.
Well, because the expectation is, as a journalist, you check your facts. You know everything. You're supposed to know everything, right?
Thank you, Big Bucks, for the 99 cents.
Thanks, Big Bucks.
And by the way, just for the record, every time we do a podcast, Big Bucks drops us 99 cents.
He does.
And we appreciate it.
And if you feel like dropping something in a super chat and you're on YouTube, feel free to do so.
If you're a billionaire and you want to drop $5 million, don't do it there. Call me. We can do a different way. Because 3% of
I think super chat is a cap. I think there's a cap for super chat.
I'm saying 3% of $5 billion.
Oh yeah, they take 3%.
They take 3%.
Right? Yeah, they take 3% of whatever
you put in. They take 3%. So
yeah. And Jeanette makes a point, and people don't want to know the facts. That's the thing. Sometimes people just follow, but they don't do their own research. And like as people that worked in the news business, even though we reported, we made sure that we like double checked our sources. We made sure that we put on air the facts, right? It's still important for people to do their own fact checking as well. So I always tell people, because the stations I used to work for, people would be like, oh, I love watching you, but I also love watching, KTLA, or I also love watching so-and-so. And I'm like, cool, you should watch multiple channels. You should have multiple sources, because that way you get to see that like if the media is reporting the same thing.
But people inherently no longer trust the media, the mainstream media, for some reason.
Social media kind of, I think.
Well, okay, I'll explain to people real quickly why things have changed. So when I first started the news business, we didn't have social media. And if you look at my Twitter, it was born in 1896. So yeah, I've been here for quite a bit. So the way it used to be, and I describe it to people. So and keep this in mind. In the beginning, when there was news, you had the 6 o'clock news and you had the national news. And then all the news that happened in the world was whittled down into people in a room who decided what they thought was important for you to hear about. In the very end, they put a cat video and say, "Thank you for all the bad news. Now here's a cat."
It's called the kicker.
Right. So you do this, and then you get the 30 minutes of news. You get the the national
Or
news,
the
30 minutes,
hour
or the hour
long.
news, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then social media came and cracked open that little filter. So now all the news that you get is just dropped into your lap.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it.
And it becomes overwhelming.
A lot of it becomes unchecked.
Yeah.
Because people just say, and here's what happens. People read the title and draw a complete conclusion from the title.
We talked about this in one of our podcasts.
And I've asked people over and over again, as Gabriel will tell us what time we talked about it. I asked people over and over again, I said, so just out of curiosity, you didn't read the story, did you? They go, well, no, I didn't read the story. I just read the title.
I just read the headline.
You just read the headline. So you drew an entire conclusion. Because you know how I know they didn't read the story? Because they'll say something like, why didn't you talk about X, Y, Z? I'm like, we actually did talk about X, Y, Z from beginning to end. Oh, well, I didn't watch the story. It's like when I met people in the street and they go, back when I worked at Crime, and if you didn't know, I used to be on TV. I used to do a show called People Behaving Badly in San Francisco, which was it great national, international audience.
Oh my God.
What?
Gabriel says you talked about it on September 8, 1996. 1996?
They weren't even live in 96.
We were alive in We weren't even doing the podcast in 1996.
Don't tell him that. We did. In 1896, we did. 100 years later.
In 1996, I didn't even know this guy.
So I met people who would tell me, literally would say, oh my God, you're not on TV anymore. I haven't seen you on TV anymore. And I would say, what are you talking about? I'm on news every day. Oh yeah, well, I don't watch TV.
Oh my God.
What just happened? You know?
I don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV, but yeah, that's why you don't see me on TV every day.
Dave Man, thank you for the $1.
Dave Man, thank you for the super chat, $1. Oh, and
no, we weren't even Lord Frieza. We weren't even together in 1996. I didn't even know him.
I didn't even know her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think weren't you in like elementary school?
No.
Weren't you still like? Did I come by your school and be like?
Oh gosh, let's not do this. In 1996, I was in school. I was not in elementary school. Let's just clarify. Anyway.
I'm sorry. We had this joke.
Have you guys seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah.
One of our favorite scenes from Hot Tub Time Machine reminds us of us, but it didn't actually happen like that in real life. So
what the joke I always tell people we meet, because they see the white beard and they're going to assume that I must be older than dirt, and they figure she must be my daughter.
Older than dirt?
That's a old saying.
Doing too much.
People know what that means. Millennials may not know what that means, but us boomers, and I'm very late boomer.
I thought you were the millennial.
I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So we know what it means, but people always say, well, how'd you guys meet? And so I always say, oh, well, when she was in elementary school, I used to come up to her when she was in kindergarten and talk to her through the gate.
I'm sorry, that sounds like R. Kelly vibes.
And then people look at me like,
people will be like,
wait, what?
Wait, what?
I'm like, we're kidding, man. We're kidding.
He'd be like, yeah, I dropped her off lunch and put it in her lunch box. Her Little Mermaid lunchbox.
Woo!
Anyways, that's not true. That's not true. This is how rumors get started.
So if you're following us on YouTube, what did somebody write? Kindergarten.
No.
Oh no, we're not talking.
No, I'm not repeating that.
Repeat that.
I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm not. If you guys are
this
following,
is a PG.
just read the chat. It's because I said something else.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, and
I'm
I get the
not
reference.
repeating that, Lord Frieza.
I get the reference.
That's kind of funny though. I'm not repeating.
Why are you laughing at it?
I'm not.
You're not laughing?
I said it. No, it's not. Okay, it's not. Okay, I'm going to stop.
All right.
I'm going to dig myself in a hole here. Let me rewind.
So, I have to, because you got my head all fried on that one.
Oh, I got my head messed up too.
So, people actually think that it's real, and I explained to them it's just a joke, bro. Never. That's not true.
How we met?
And then I tell people you're older than me, and then they go,
oh, and we had one person actually believe that I was older than him. I told them I was 55 and he was 54, and I said we're a year apart. I just color my hair and a little, the grays come out, and he actually believed us.
He said I don't get the reference, but I guess that's typical for me. Yeah.
That's okay, Gabriel.
Gabriel, you don't need the reference on this one. And that's what we don't want in the record books.
Yeah, don't even bother.
And by the way, Gabriel, if by chance, for any reason that that I can't foresee in the future, you get called to testify against us, you don't have any records. There are no records.
There's no records.
There's no records.
Don't name any dates.
Don't name any dates.
Nothing.
Don't know my name. You never seen me before. Even though you say someone stole your account.
Lord Frieza said just Google. I was gonna say that too, but I mean, if you Google, you might go down a rabbit hole. So I would say don't even bother.
Gabriel, if you Google it, you will have a knock on your door from the FBI about watching stuff you shouldn't be watching. So don't.
Oh, I didn't say watch videos. I just said
no. I'm saying if you go down the rabbit hole, there's videos attached to the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So don't trust me on this one. One day I'll have a conversation when you get a little older. We'll talk about it.
Okay, Lord Frieza, you're gonna need to stop. You're gonna need to stop in the comments right now.
Oh man, do I have to put you on timeout, Lord Frieza?
Oh gosh. Okay, so if you guys are just joining us, again, we like to really chime in on the chat. Thanks for being super active. We appreciate it. Lord Frieza is a crazy one.
So if you haven't noticed, we have a bunch of very good characters on here, and they say a lot. We have to admit that 255 people is a pretty large audience for us. I mean, and I appreciate that you guys are here. We want you to come back. If you're on YouTube right now, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I had 90,000. I need to get back up to 90,000. I'm only at a little bit over under 11,000 right now. So by reasons like I don't want to go into detail.
Subscribe if you're not
subscribe, please. Also, if you're on Twitch, you can subscribe there. And if you're on, I think it's on X, please follow us. What's your? You don't even do Twitter like that.
I don't do Twitter like that. I'm on Instagram. What, my nutrition page?
No, your page.
Oh, D_Faith.
Right.
And if you want to follow me for all things nutrition, which I haven't posted in a while, you can go to nourishmyheart_.
What's my argument about not posting?
I know.
So my argument about not posting, so she's not going to say it, is if you drove by a restaurant and there was no cars outside the restaurant, would you go eat there?
No.
Right. You would like, well, why is there nobody there eating? Now, if you see a line outside the door.
Well, if everyone started following me and I got like 500
that's not
followers,
how that works.
then I'll start posting content.
You don't just get you don't get the Easter Bunny drops off a bunch of followers. I am lecturing you right now.
Okay, let's move on.
So the key is that you have to build up. You can't make a sandwich and all of a sudden expect 100 people to show up for your sandwich. You make a sandwich, one person goes, oh my God, I had the best sandwich in my life right now. I want to go back. You need to go back and check that sandwich out. Next thing you know, there's a line at the door. And then people go, oh, wow, crap. Look at that line at the door. It must be some great food. So imagine your Twitter or your social media having a line out the door would be people that follow you. So to do that, you have to build up an audience.
Point taken.
Okay.
Point taken.
Of course you would, Gabriel.
Someone named Don Laud Trump.
Yeah, he asked what is what's the Oscars.
Tamfaran is busy.
He said, what is the? I know.
Tamfaran.
It's about to be changed.
Oh yeah, Tamfaran is going to be changed. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Tamfaran is going to be changed to a housing and a life center. So, really?
Oh, we forgot to mute her.
Yeah, but we're not. So we have a rogue Alexa,
and she likes to chime in on our conversation.
I sneezed today.
He sneezed today,
and she was like, "I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?"
Yeah, Alexa was like just always listening to us. Yeah, Lord Frieza, Tamfaran is still dead.
It's still dead, and it's getting worse. It died when they had that shooting.
Oh, that was like in 2018, right?
That was the death of Tamfaran when they had the shooting, and then all of a sudden, then they decided they're going to scrap it. They're going to build a brand new Target. And if you've ever been to the Bay Area, Tamfaran used to be a racetrack.
Yeah.
Then it was torn down and made into a mall, and then it was a great mall. Then the mall died, then they rebuilt the mall.
When they rebuilt it, it actually was better than Ceremony.
Yeah, it came back to life.
It came back to life,
but
and then
in
it died
2019,
again.
they had a shooting, and then once the shooting happened, it was dead in the water. Nobody wanted to go to the mall that they had a shooting at.
So there's this Instagrammer that I follow that recently, he's from Canada and recently visited Ceremony. He's Filipino. He wanted to visit Ceremony because he heard it was like Sarah Manila, like home in the Philippines or whatever. So he went to go visit Ceremony, and he did like a little tour of it, and I thought it was funny. You should check it out. I'll send it to you.
I'll look at it.
Yeah. I forget what his name is, but
if you don't live in the Bay Area, a lot of people don't, because we have people that come in from Switzerland that watch us, from Hong Kong, from Germany, from Mexico.
Gabriel.
Yeah, it happened on my birthday.
I thought it happened
2019.
in 2018. Okay, 2019. Wow.
Well, I know we were in Arizona when it happened.
Yeah, I knew that
And
too.
I go, wow, they had a shooting at Terraform.
Yeah, that's right, Betty Veronica. Before the racetrack, it was an internment camp.
Ooh,
that's right.
I didn't know that.
I didn't realize. I did remember learning about that, but I forgot that that's true. Yeah.
Remember, I'm from Philadelphia, so I wouldn't know that. I learned a lot of stuff when I got here to the Bay Area. One thing I haven't done, which if you're a regular in the Bay Area, people don't do this, is go to Alcatraz.
Oh.
So I remember my daughter Brooke, when she was younger, she one day said to me, "Daddy," and I was in the car we were going to see the fireworks and we rode in a cruiser for CHP over to the Sausalito side, and the CHP officer I was with was Mike Neesbury.
Mm-hmm.
And Brooke says, her very innocent voice, she goes, "Daddy, can we go to Alcatraz?" And me, being the cynical person that I am, looked at her and said, "Let me see your hand." I said, "Honey, Black people don't pay to visit jails."
I can't.
And I think the cop almost peed himself laughing.
What did Brooke say after that?
She was like,
so she's never been to Alcatraz.
No,
then.
she's like 10. She was like, "Daddy, no, maybe younger than that." Mm-hmm. It was a long time ago, but we were literally, because he's been retired for a while now. We literally were going across the bridge, and she asked about Alcatraz, and I said, and just like the thing with the thing I did on the stand-up comedy at the what was that, at the Punchline?
Oh, the Punchline, yeah.
Yeah, because my daughter asked me once. She said, "Daddy, can we get some boba?"
Oh gosh, all these lines, I can't.
And I said, "Nope, I'm not drinking black balls." I'm sorry.
I can't.
But you know what though? The truth is, my daughter knows that Daddy says whatever he wants out of his mouth.
That's true.
Whatever he wants to say.
He
except for on TV.
Says whatever he wants.
Except for on TV.
And sometimes I'm just like, oh my god.
Because on TV, it lasts forever.
Even in on TV you don't, but like sometimes when we're like hanging out with friends or whatever, he just like says, and I'm just like, oh,
but it's true.
Gosh. I mean,
I don't.
It's true. He doesn't like boba.
I don't do boba.
But when you say the whole black balls thing,
it's like okay.
It's like okay. Can't you just keep it at like I don't like boba? Like you don't.
Well, I don't know that. I didn't know that boba. The black balls were the boba part. I just said
it's boba does not have an L in it. It's not bulba. It's boba. B-O-B-A.
Okay, just like I did the story out in Pittsburgh about the Christmas ornaments that were stolen. And I said, "So someone stole your balls?" And the lady looked at me and she goes, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." So the police came. The police officer asked her, "So someone stole your balls?" She goes, "Yes." He goes, "Did they touch them?" She goes, "Yes."
Oh, God.
Did they touch them a lot? Because they were going to.
That is so weird.
They were going to
fingerprint the balls. But can we just call it ornaments?
Well, it sounded more fun to say balls because they were round.
Wait, did you guys do that on purpose?
No, it just kind of happened by accident with me.
Okay.
I was out there to do a story on stolen. They stole our ornaments off our house.
Okay.
So they were all round ornaments.
The ornaments are the balls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, rabbits do make boba. That is true. Have you ever seen rabbit boba?
And he says, "Do you know boba comes from goats?" You guys are gross. You guys are so disgusting. So gross.
Woo. It does look like rabbit
now
boba.
When I have boba, which I rarely do, but when I do, gosh, now I'm going to be thinking about that.
And I'll explain why I don't like them, to be honest. Because I feel like I'm a choke off of one of those things.
They are pretty big.
Those are big black balls. Just like I'm saying. You can choke off of those things. What?
But you should chew them first before swallowing.
That's not what I learned.
What'd you learn about balls? You shouldn't be learning anything about balls, right? I'm so confused. We're still talking about boba, right?
I don't know why, but all of a sudden I'm super hot. Woo!
Yeah, you are hot.
Woo.
Okay, okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, this conversation. Let's move on.
Oh, I gotta check on that. Okay, so today I'm cooking dinner.
Yeah, we're having a late dinner.
Yeah, making a late dinner, so we're gonna get off here and have dinner. But I'm making rack of lamb, which I didn't start cooking yet, which takes a little bit because you don't want to cook it too much. But I made baked potatoes. And I'm going to make mashed potatoes.
My gosh.
No, mashed potatoes.
You didn't say it the way
Yeah.
you normally say it.
So
He usually says baked potato.
So, and then I put it in the pot to boil the potato. And I go in there, and it's like 45 minutes. All the water should not come out of a pot in 45 minutes.
No.
But I come back in there, and the water's gone, and the pot's like glowing.
So the potato just soaked up all the water?
Something happened. It's like aliens came by and drank the water while we were. So I'm like worried now because we've been on the air for
about 35 minutes.
Okay, so we're okay. I'll give it a little bit more time.
Betty says, Diane, please don't get him started. I know. Man, but once he starts, he can't stop.
Well, you know what, though? Okay, I'm from Philadelphia. Water, potato.
Water,
potato. Oh, orange.
Pattern.
Yeah, and even my sister, my older sister on my dad's side, says
Pattern.
And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe she said pattern. That's an East Coast thing.
Pattern.
If you're from the East Coast, raise your hand. Anyway.
Well, you can't see them if they raise their hand.
Well, raise your hand. They can do it on chat. So, Betty, you got in charge for spamming emojis again by Mr. Badley TV, who...
Oh, I don't see that.
It's right here. But it's not, it's somebody with a fake account.
Don't forget Wawa, says Jeanette.
Yeah, wow. You know what? Wawa has the best sandwiches in the world. So I took my kids, Diane and I, we all went to Philadelphia.
Wawa's a convenience store?
Yes, it's like a 7-Eleven.
Okay.
But it's a convenience store that has, they have drinks and they have hot sandwiches and pizza and whatnot. Coffee. So in the morning you go to Wawa. And if you give directions in New Jersey, you don't say go like here you go north, south, east, and west, right? Take the 280 west until you get to the one, you can't say because it's not Southern California. So in Philadelphia, you don't say take anything east, north, south, or west. You say you go down till you see the Wawa, and then you turn right at the Wawa, and when you go down till you see the church.
So you just use landmarks.
Okay. And if they tear it down, you're screwed. So then you say, oh yeah, you see JoJo on the corner. He's always on the corner. Just say, and don't, whatever you do with JoJo, just say, JoJo, I want to make sure I'm going the right way. Don't say, hey, what you got? Because JoJo will try to sell you drugs. And it's fake drugs. Because JoJo always sells fake drugs. Just like The Wire. Remember Snotty? And he says, well, why did you shoot Snotty? Well, because Snotty showed up. And we play dice every day.
Yeah.
And then every time we play dice, Snotty steals the money. Okay. So if you know Snotty comes every game and steals the money, why'd you shoot him? Well, because
why didn't you let him play?
Why did you let him play? He goes, well, because it's America. It's the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
So.
But he gets but he suffers the consequences, though.
Well, his whole life went away. Well, TV life went away.
TV life.
I mean, I'm sure Snotty's still alive in real life.
Well, we hope.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Jeanette says there's a Wawa right near the airport on Bartram Avenue. Is that in Philly?
Yeah, Bartram Avenue. So there's different sections of Philly: North Philly, South Philly. There's no East Philly unless you go to Camden. That's East Philly. Well, those are different states.
East Philly is a different state?
East Philly is New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Because it's right across the bridge.
Okay.
Remember every time I show you that bridge we drove across?
Yeah.
That's the Ben Franklin Bridge.
But so even though it's actually Camden, you guys still call it East Philly?
No, I call it East Philly.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no East Philly.
Okay.
So, but if you go, it's just like Philly with the amount of violence and the.
Gabriel says it's just like South Cincinnati is Kentucky.
Right.
Okay.
So in Philly, back to the story. We went to the Wawa celebration on the Parkway. And the Parkway is where you see the Rocky statue at the Art Museum. So we get there and it's like 1 billion people. Not just 1 billion people, it was like 1 billion black people. I mean, living in the Bay Area, you don't see 1 billion black people in one area. It was 1 billion black people on this trip, everybody just waiting for somebody to come perform. And so we're all, and then Brooke left her phone in the porta potty. We had to go back and get her porta potty.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
So right after it's just about over, they decide there's fireworks, which we were there for the fireworks. Well, the fireworks is bouncing off the high-rise buildings. So someone yells, "Shots!" And then 1 billion people start running in 1 billion different directions.
Yeah, and I got lost from you and the girls for a little bit.
And I'm smart enough to know that you don't run with the crowd because then you're just a bunch of idiots running endlessly. So I found the nearest giant telephone pole, and I grabbed my 2 girls, and I grabbed them like this and wedged up against the pole, and let everybody run around us because nobody's going to run into a pole.
Yeah.
And we watched the cops running with the guns out.
You forgot to grab me though.
Well, you're a grown up. These were kids.
I didn't know where I was.
That's okay. You found us.
Yeah, I did.
So now, this is great. Great story. No one got shot, by the way. It turned out, we found out a few months later that it was fireworks.
Yeah, it was just fireworks.
But everybody thought it was a shooting. So where it got funny was my daughter, Brooke, was the youngest, and she is so OD.
She was hella OD.
OD meaning over dramatic.
She's like the most calmest person
now. She's super calm
now. She's super chill now, but she was hecka OD when she was younger.
So the first thing she does is, now keep in mind, I'm there. Her mom was in California. What?
Gabriel's coming.
You're right. It's a euphemism. That's it, wrong. Okay. Anyway, we're exaggerating the amount of people just to give you an idea that there was a lot of people. I can't say.
Let me take a sip of my water.
I can't say SHIT load because then that would be,
That's true. Betty Veronica corrected Gabriel. It would be then THAN, not THEN. Wow. Okay.
Thank you, Betty. So my daughter grabs my phone. Well, no, she had her own phone, and she called. Now remember, I'm in the East Coast. Her mom is in the West Coast.
Yes.
With her, I have her daughter with me, my daughter. She decides to grab the phone and said, "Mom! Oh my God!
We almost got shot!
We got shot!"
We're like,
I'm like, "What?"
I was like, "No, we didn't."
I was like, "Get a phone!" Woo!
Hecka dramatic.
Oh my goodness! And we were prepared because what we did was we parked our car in New Jersey and took the train over and got off the train at the Liberty Bell. And then from the Liberty Bell, we took the subway from the Liberty Bell down to the thing. So I prepared it so we wouldn't have to worry about traffic, preparation. Because we actually stayed in deep New Jersey, by a restaurant called Tony Soprano's. Remember that?
No.
Of course not.
I don't know why I don't remember the specifics. It was a fun trip, but like there's certain specifics I don't remember.
Yeah. I needed to say euphemism. No, I wasn't saying euphemism. I was saying, what was I saying?
You said euphemism.
So this was long before.
You said euphemism.
Or whatever.
That's why I was like,
This is why I don't like to attend parades. I don't like to attend large groups.
Yeah, you don't like to go to concerts either.
I don't like because I grew up in Philly. I've said this 100 times. In Philly, every time you had an event, there was always going to be somebody act a fool.
Yeah.
There's always, and all you need is one person act a fool, and everybody has to run away from the fool, the guy acting a fool.
Well, Jeanette says that's why they don't have championship parades in downtown LA anymore. Too many folks acting a fool. So, and remember, like just when the Chiefs won, they had that shooting in Kansas City too. But that wasn't like that was like nearby. I think it wasn't actually.
So if you're joining us again. If you're just joining us, this is Millennial Boom. I had to tell you this before we wrap this up. And we'll be wrapping up pretty soon. We're only for about an hour. It's been 44 minutes since we came on, minus the 2 minutes prep time. We're called Millennial Boom. I'm a millennial and she's a boomer.
Let's explain why.
Why? Okay. So the reason
clearly I look like the millennial and clearly he looks like the boomer.
But
so let's explain.
When it comes to technology, she is terrible.
I'm not horrible, but I
didn't say horrible.
Boomer-like tendencies.
Oh, you have terrible boomer-like tendencies.
Okay,
So technically, I'm very technical savvy. That's because if you're in the news business, your whole life is a cameraman. I was a cameraman for most of my life. Highly technical. Everything is technical. I worked with people like Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you saw the video of O.J. Simpson being arrested, I shot that video. Yeah, I did a little bit of cops. I did a show called LAPD, a TV series. I worked for E! Entertainment. I worked for ABC, NBC, CBS. So I did it all. So you become technical because you're behind the scenes, which I enjoy being behind the scenes. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I was behind the scenes too, right?
But you're a producer. You sat at the table and just put things in that code and stuff.
Oh.
I'm talking about, I'm running. Did you ever run down the street during a flood trying to get shots of people drowning?
Are you downplaying my job right now?
I'm not. Or
my former job?
Can I say this? While we're out struggling to get the video, you guys are back eating pizza.
Here we go.
I come back to the studio. There's a whole box of empty pizzas.
Here we go. We had this conversation. Gabriel, tell us the date of this podcast because we talked about this too. Yes, we're not going to go down that route though because I did say that I really think that people out in the field, workers out in the field, reporters, camera, like photogs, like you guys do have a hard job. But I don't want to downplay my job because as a producer,
don't get me wrong.
We had tough jobs too. They just were different. And you're right. If we had like meals inside of the newsroom, when you guys would come back Yes, there wouldn't be much left for you. I did set aside food though for people that I knew would be coming back to the station just in case.
I remember coming back many, many times. Now, and I started in the news business in 1991 in Salinas, California. And my second job was to go to LA, which I got nominated for an Emmy my very first year in LA, which was, to me, was phenomenal that I got nominated for an Emmy. Like, wow, I mean, I literally never did TV before. And I got the job in Salinas because they were looking for a weatherman. And I thought, it's easy to be a weatherman. You just tell me it's going to rain or it's not. And the guy named Paul Miller said to me, I like you. You got balls, not boba. I'm going to give you a job. And he handed me a broom and a mop. And that was my first job, was mopping the floors in Salinas and then doing studio camera. And then I taught myself a lot of the work I did on the way. So, and then I learned from other journalists how to become a better journalist. I learned from people like Jim Hill. I learned from people like Vic Lee.
Oh, yeah.
All the ones that were the hardcore heavy Stan Bunker. All these different people. I watched them and I learned from them. And some people I watched doing the news, but I go, you know what, I can do that. So in 2003, Kron made me into what is called a VJ. And they told me I would never make it in the business. And I've been told that 100 times that I'll never make it in the business. You'll never make it in this business. Okay, but yet I'm here. My ex-wife told me that I was in the wrong business, I should quit. I've been told over and over again I'm never going to make it.
I've never told you that.
You never told me that. You're the person that always got my back
100%
of the time, and I appreciate that.
I believe you.
Some people said you don't respect me. I'm like, you know, respect is something you earn, and something you buy from the corner store. So I always had this knacking to want to. Now, keep in mind, in high school, in elementary school, I tried to produce a news broadcast in elementary school. So this wasn't something new to me, but it was something I always wanted to do. And in Philadelphia, I went to KYW and applied as a cameraman trainee, but that made it to the round filing cabinet. Never even saw the light of day. No one ever said, hey, we want to look at you, talk to you. So that was my first shot. And they could have said no. That's why I tell people all the time, and I look at you directly. If you have a dream and people tell you no, all you need is one yes. If you get that, I got my one yes to move into where I went to. And even though I went along the way, like when I used to watch, when I worked in Salinas and I saw cops, I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Maybe you manifested that.
And next, you know, I did it.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I'm running around that's why my knees are bad now, though. So you imagine running around with a 30-pound camera, jumping fences, having bullets whizzed by your head. And now I'm just like to the point now where something goes wrong, I don't run from it, I run to it. And she's like, where are you going? You see those lights? Something's going on. Let's got to find out what it is. I mean, at this point, North Hollywood Shootout. I got an Emmy nomination for that. That was in 1994?
1997.
Was it?
No, Hollywood Shootout happened in 1997.
Okay, thank you. So, I mean, I'm getting old, I'm losing track of the dates, but yes.
O.J. Simpson was 1994, though.
Okay, thank you very much.
Which was really funny about that, just one thing. This is a little off tangent, but yesterday we met an officer out here, and he had never met Stanley before, but he knew him from the other officers in his agency. They talk about him all the time. So so Stanley was trying to tell him about his work and stuff. He goes, yeah, do you remember when O.J. Simpson was arrested? You know, that was me.
I wasn't born yet.
No. So he goes, what year was that again? And we were like, 1994. He goes, oh, I wasn't born yet. And we were like, oh.
Whoa.
He was like, I was born in 1998. And we were like, what? Then there's nothing wrong with that. It's just interesting to hear, I mean, I know that, I think it's just that the older I think we get, the more when I hear someone is they have a certain job and it's like, whoa, you were born in because now people are like, oh yeah, I was born in the early 2000s. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So anyways, just a little bit of a shocker.
So wait, we got a question here. And this is from a new user.
Yeah.
Yang Lin.
Yang Lin.
Has anyone, you want to read it? Because I always read it wrong. So
has anyone ever caused a car accident? I caused a side swipe and I feel so bad. It was not major. No one got hurt, but I changed lanes, only looked once, had a learner's permit. How to deal with stress? Do you want to answer this or?
Okay, so first of all, you had a learner's permit. Were you in the car by yourself? Because if you were, then that was probably the first mistake. Because when you have a learner's permit, you have to have someone in the car with you. Number two, as a learner's permit, you're going to make mistakes, but you need to be very careful because you're learning, you're new. And if you're going to change lanes, you need to look twice.
No, it says Yang Lin. Sorry, I kind of butchered that. Says not alone. My dad was with me.
Okay, so yeah, it's important to look. I always tell people that when you're driving a car, drive a car like you're flying a fighter jet. And the reason why I say that is because even a fighter jet, when there's no other jets around, is doing what? Looking around. It's constantly looking around. So I tried to get a job with UPS a long time ago, and they told me that the rules for UPS is somebody never noticed. You'll never see a UPS, I'll say almost, because Gabriel will be like, oh, I see it all the time. You almost never see a UPS driver backing up because they always want to go straight. They have to check their mirrors every 3 seconds. You as a driver should check. Now, I'll be honest, I'm only going to tell you to check the side mirrors. The reason why I say that, because if you drive a truck, there is no rear view mirror. I drove big rigs when I drove satellite trucks, and there's no rear view mirror, so I can't look behind me. So look. If you have that mirror, utilize it.
Yeah, but I would say that's what I was going to say. Like, I think that as someone who's a new driver, if you're a new driver, all drivers should be doing this because I still do it. But like, always make sure you're looking at both side view mirrors and your rear view mirror, like very often. Like the law would be three. Well, not the law, but is it the law, or do they tell you it should be every 3 seconds? You're basically trying to make sure that you're like, it's like a kind of a rotation, right? You do front, side, rear, front, side.
Now remember, cars now make you lazy.
They can, because there are a lot of those electronic.
It has all the little lights tell you that in the car. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I try to be a good driver, and I have the blinking idiot lights on both sides, and I still changed lanes once without. I saw the red light, but it didn't click that there was a car there until I went like this. And said,
oh yeah, that's the thing too. I want to say this, Yang Lin, and for everyone, that when people are driving, please make sure you're looking at your blind spots, because like, yeah, you have the light, but don't get dependent on that. I have a rear camera. When I back up, that's there. I still go like this. And he's always like, wait, you get a wider view with the camera. And that's true. But I learned how to drive without all of that stuff. I try purposely not to become dependent on it.
Yeah.
Use your neck, use your head, use your eyes. Like, it is very important to always check your blind spots when you're changing lanes. So yeah, put on your blinker. Yeah, look at your side view mirror, and yeah, turn that head, because people drive fast, and what you might see 1 second, that car may be all the way right next to you after you saw them in your side view mirror coming up.
Assume every driver is out to get you.
Yeah.
If you assume that every driver in the world is out to get you, you will be a much better driver. It's called defensive driving. Assume that. Take that, write it down. They're out to get me. Don't be paranoid, but assume that every driver is out to get you. When I say don't be paranoid, don't start busting caps on people because you think they have to get you. I don't mean it in that way. I mean that assume that they don't know you're there. And so you want to drive in such a way where you're protecting yourself and everybody in your car. So, yeah, you're right. And going back to Betty, so here's a good example of how technology is melting our brain. Remember well, you may not remember this, but we had to remember phone numbers.
I remember phone numbers.
Oh, we had to write them down to remember.
I still remember.
Now we talk to our phone. Hey Siri, call blah 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 blah. This Siri goes. Oh, I remember I tried to say Siri, call Catherine Heenan. Says, I'm sorry, I can't call two people at the same time.
Yeah. Yep. I still remember all of my childhood friends' phone numbers, actually. So yeah, there was a time we would just remember phone numbers.
Yeah. So drive safely. Pay attention to the signs, because people don't. People see signs, and I remember a lady told me once, "Why read signs? You might crash." I was like, "Can I give you a bus pass?"
Yeah, because you need to be reading signs. You need to read stop sign. You need to read a yield sign. You need to read a school zone sign.
Speed
limit sign.
3 days ago, someone chastised me for stopping at a stop sign because another person ran a stop sign. They said, "Well, if you had to stop, they would have stopped too." Well, you can't. Two birds don't make two. You got to stop. That's why it's a stop sign. Yes, they have yield signs, and if they didn't think a yield sign should be there, I'm not an engineer. I can't tell you what the city's going to put there. The cops don't put the signs there. The cops respond off of complaints. So if people complain about bad drivers in the neighborhood, you might start to see a cop show up there one day. It's not a random. They don't just pick a random corner and go, I'm going to write tickets here. Usually it's complaint driven. When I go to STEP, which is Saturation Traffic Enforcement Program, which is San Mateo's version of, they saturate the area for tickets. We get the notes, and it says, these are what the complaints came in at. These areas, we either have a lot of crashes, or we have a lot of people that complain about speeders, or whatnot. So they go there, they target that area, and these are traffic cops. But that's important. So we're about to wrap this up because we're at about a 1 minute part.
Mention because for a lot of people that are on here right now, you
can't kill two birds with one stone, Lord Frieza. That's what I was going to say. Go ahead.
You may remember that he did People Behaving Badly with Kron. He's not at Kron anymore. So you should tell people what it is that you do right now and how they can support you.
So I have a nonprofit, and if you want to go on there, go to MrBadley.com. So our nonprofit is still doing what I used to do, but except for now, we're trying to do it as an educational tool to teach people how to be better at how to drive. My motto is, if you write one ticket, you educate one driver. But if you record that interaction, publish it, you educate up to thousands of drivers.
Which is what you're doing.
Which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it. This is very expensive. We just got verified by the Department of Justice as a verified and trustworthy nonprofit, which is hard to do. That took a lot of work. We also recognize in Sanford, we just got that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting for a few other things to come in. We're building a foundation to build one of the best things out there. If you own a police agency, if you're watching and you're with the police department, we will come to you and shoot stories. We'll spend a week there and shoot stories with your branding, so people know it's from you, as opposed to. But if you see something that we post on YouTube and you're with an agency, please share it. Remember though, we're dealing with California law, so California law may be different because in Arizona you can make U-turns in business districts, but in California you cannot.
And that's what I always suggest too, that if you're going to go visit places and you're going to drive there, just familiarize yourself with some of the laws, the driving laws.
It's kind of hard because the book is like this thick.
It's hard, but you could always just look up what are the common driving laws. And
can you do me a small favor?
What?
You keep talking because I don't want to burn up the potato.
Oh, is it on? Is it on?
It's on low.
It's on low. Okay. Do you want me to go check it? Is that going to be faster? Sure.
Yeah, just go take a peek at it. Make sure that if it's not below. I just burned one.
If it is, I'll add more water.
I'm trying to make mashed potatoes, and I keep.
I'll be right back.
We're in a higher altitude, so the water seems to evaporate much quicker. Sorry so she had to go do that. And if you're with us, thank you for. I'm glad we can thank you, Yang Lin.
That's good.
Almost. Thank you, Gabriel. We're almost at the 1 hour mark, not the 1 minute mark. Oh, one more thing about Gabriel is that he will correct us if we get anything wrong, as he writes things
if he
wrong.
catches it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Is the water still covering it?
The water, it's not covering it. It's halfway. You want me to add more water?
Yeah, add more water, please.
Okay.
So making mashed potatoes. I cooked one potato and it didn't. Yeah. Okay. So I can do that again. But we're here every Sunday. We try to be here every Sunday, 7-ish. We want you to join us again. Mark it in your phone, when you think, join us. We have fun. Every now and then we may have a giveaway. Gabriel will really make mistakes. Yeah, he makes mistakes. He just won't admit it. We read we just seen with Yang, we read. I want to make sure I got the name right. Yang Lin. We actually read your comments. We tried to. If we missed it, we apologize. We try to read them all.
They go fast.
They go by fast. It's scrolling, so we sometimes miss it. And if you hear me make a mistake, which I sometimes do, because my brain is going at 3,000 miles a second. So when that happens, I'm trying to read stuff and comment at the same time. I make 2 mistakes already during this show. Yes, you have.
Yes, Gabriel, you have. But you know what? I probably made more than that. So that's.
But back to what I was going to say, go to MrBadley.com. You'll see some of the videos. We're also on YouTube at Mr. Badley TV. Check for the alerts. Also, if you do subscribe. Also, if you want to donate and you want to get a tax receipt for your donations, it's important that there are 2 other things before we go. If you want to get a tax donation, go onto the website and there's a Ziffy link that says please make a donation.
And the website's there at the bottom of your screen, right? The link tree?
The link tree is there, but yes, MrBadley.com.
Oh, MrBadley.com.
But the link tree will take you to other things too. So you can find whatever you want. I try to make it as easy as possible. I'm on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn watching, we're here. Welcome. We just want to make sure that you enjoy the experience. We're not your typical podcast. We don't get paid to do this. We don't have any major sponsors. No, we don't have any sponsors. I think we're supposed to have one.
We don't have any sponsors, but if you would love to sponsor us, we're open to
a sponsorship.
Just let us know.
We would love to sponsor us when we move into an actual studio instead of our living room.
Hey, I like our living room.
And just for the record, we turned our set today because
We did because
daylight saving time.
Yeah. So one more comment. Yang Lin says the surprising part was that my dash cam captured the aftermath of me pulling over, but not the impact. It wasn't out of storage. That is crazy.
Well, you know, so
the dash cam.
Yeah, here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Someone told me this. I'm not saying do this, but this is what somebody told me. If you have a dash cam, you only use it as evidence if you're in the right.
Well, he wrote, I'm sorry, Yang Lin. I'm sorry, I've said he, but I'm not sure if you're a he or a she, so please correct me. But Yang Lin wrote, yes, it had a collision feature set on high. I think the camera did not want to incriminate itself, so I deleted it. So
the other thing is that, but if you're guilty, you don't have a dash cam.
That's true too. If you're guilty, you have no evidence.
Don't incriminate. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. So just saying. You know, let them do their own research and figure out what happened. But the truth be told, drive safely. Your life and the people around you's life depends on it.
Yeah.
I'm not being over dramatic, but a simple crash can lead to a fatality. And when I say simple, it can be as simple as pedestrian and crosswalk. And now they changed the law in California where you can cross anywhere you want to. You just can't cross in front of a moving vehicle. Mm-hmm. That's one of the catches people miss.
For the jaywalking.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't. No more jaywalking because. But
people.
He said I am a he.
Oh, okay, perfect. I just wanted to reference you the correct way.
And if you like what you see here, go to YouTube or whatever channel you're on and give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, please do.
Thumbs up. You know, if you don't like what we did here, just don't give a thumbs down.
Don't give us a thumbs down.
Just act like it never happened. Go about your business. There's nothing to see here.
Just don't watch us again. No, I'm just kidding.
So
watch us.
My last point before we wrap this puppy up is I just ordered some cloth Mr. Badley patches. I only ordered 25. I'm offering 10 to the public if they make large donations on Ziffy.com. When I say large, $100 or more. But there are only 10 of them, no more than 10. The reason why is because the other 10, I'm going to frame it with the coins. We have Mr. Badley coins, which we offer. If you donate 75 or more, you get a coin. Mm-hmm. If you do 200, you get a coin and a patch. But remember, we only have 10 coins, 10 patches that we'll be giving out. And we're not giving any away for free, unfortunately. We need to raise money for the nonprofit. So I paid up front for the patches. I paid up front for the coins, hoping that we can make some of the money to put into our coffers so we can do more work. Because when I do ride-alongs, I don't get paid to do the ride-alongs. We do it off of donations.
That's so weird. It says Mr. Badley TV says, Yang Lin, stop spamming emojis. But that's not you that typed that.
No, I didn't type that.
That's weird.
We have a spammer on our page that has a Mr. Badley TV, and it's not really me. So
yeah, Yang Lin, just ignore that. You weren't spamming. We're well aware. We're not really sure what's happening.
Let me see something for a minute. I'm going to type something. See what it looks like if I type something. I'm just going to write test.
Okay.
So I say host. So if it was me, it would say host.
No, it says Mr. Badley TV test.
Okay. Well, but you notice. Oh, it's interesting though. So I don't know what's going on.
That's weird.
Patches, I'm depending on you, son. So the patches are really nice. They have the logo like you see on the Mr. Badley TV logo.
Oh, but on here it did say host.
Yeah, it says host. So if you do that, I'm seeing hearts. I want to see more of those hearts because I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. You
go like this. Oh, oops, I just did one.
That is so cool. Okay, so we learned something new today. We love the fact that you're here. Please share. Repost, tell people to come join us next time. See if we can double the audience. Our goal is to, we want to get a lot of people here having fun.
Chime in on the chat. We love it when you guys chime in on the chat.
We love that. We love that. We love you guys for being here. Please come back again every Sunday.
And then say what you...
And we know that you could be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be with us, and we thank you for that.
Thank you for spending an hour and 5 minutes with us.
And we're just normal people. We're nothing special. We're not.
Well, you're special, though.
Well, so are you.
No, but you're really special.
But you're really special.
No, but you're really special.
No, that's mushy. was too mushy.
No, it's too mushy?
Yeah. Too
Okay,
mushy.
well, you're all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yay, thank you, Yang Yang Lin, for subscribing. Come back and see us. Come
Thank
back
you,
and
Dave,
see
man.
us.
Like this video. Oh, what's that? Like this video and subscribe.
Yes.
And donate, please. I mean, you don't have to donate on the spot. If you're on Facebook, all you gotta do is click the sell some coins. And we can't see the coins if you post them, the stars. I'm sorry. We can't see the stars, but I'll see them later, and I'll go back and I'll thank you for that as well. So we're going to end it by saying I'm Millennial.
I'm a boomer.
And we thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, you can reach me at info@mrbadley.com.
Here you go.
Send me an email, and I'll respond the best way I can.
So we'll be here next week.
We
And
should.
we'll
What do you
see
think?
you
What's
then.
going on next week?
Next week is St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh, that means we'll be in green.
Oh.
You know what?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be seen in green. I'd rather be
You're
dead in red.
You're wearing green right now.
No, what's that from?
What movie is
The
that?
Wiz.
Oh, okay. You didn't even give me a chance.
Good night,
You
everybody.
didn't give me a chance to think about it.
Mhm.
Good night, guys. See you next week. Have a very healthy, calming, relaxing week.
Yes, and don't do drugs unless, of course, it's legal. Then do whatever you want. I have no control over that.
Yeah. Anyways.
Bye.
Yes, good night. FYI, Hawaii and Arizona do not follow daylight savings time. Yes, that is true. We lived in Arizona for a little bit, and we love not changing the clocks. But unfortunately, we are back to it in California.
You know I logged off already, right?
Oh, did you? No, you didn't.
Got him.
Oh, gosh. Okay, good night, guys. Good night, Keith.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
For listening to Millennial Boom with Diane Faith and Stanley Roberts. Millennial Boom and Reasons Why Aliens Will Never Invade Earth and Caught Misbehaving videos are made possible through viewer donations. Check out www.linktree.com/MrBadleyTV to see how you can help. See you next week.